Let's break skeleton down just a bit more. I have the sample page I started with. I've added a little bit more to it, and I want to talk to you about these different pieces. Inside a Text Wrangler, I have two items open. I have my HTML document, and I have skeleton CSS. The skeleton CSS is altered from the way it was originally given to me. I thought I was going to sneeze. Might still happen. I added just a few things, and I can find my elements, my additions, by comments that I've put in place. In your CSS document, you would start a comment with a slash, asterisk, and end it with an asterisk slash. So I created another horizontal rule, and I gave it the class heavy and changed it so the width is only 40% of the visible page, the view screen. So as you make the window larger or smaller, that changes. And then I also changed the color because I want to bring into play some colors from the e-learning website. And I grabbed a couple of those colors and put them into coolors.co so that if I wanted to, again, I could look at some different shades to work with for my page. Inside of the CSS, I use that my color choices one other place, and I'm going to go find it and break it down for you. And here it is. I change one of the buttons, the button dot button dash primary, and I change it so that the color is a very dark blue, that's the text color, and that the background color is a yellow, and the border is that same yellow. So let me show you what that looks like on this page. Here it is. This is a very dark blue. It reads almost like black. And then the background is yellow. Maybe I want to change this so that the button itself is a little lighter. Save my work, go into the page, and then reload, or Command R. And so now you can see that it's got a lighter yellow with a darker yellow border. Let me break down these different page sections for you. I have a few in place. This is the original 1 column and then 11 columns. But what I did is I put a little bit of code help for you inside of the code section because I want to explain. You might want to comment your code. Commenting in HTML is greater than sign, bang, that's exclamation point, dash, dash, and whatever your comment is. And then n dash, dash, and greater than sign. So I had less than sign. Then you close your column, close the row, close the container. In other words, for this to work, you have a container, a row, and then a combination of columns. What does that look like over in my document? Here is I have a few more sections to go over with you. This is the first one where I've used 1 and 11 columns. And here is that 1 and 11. And then the next section, I've used 2 and 10. So here we start open. You know what? I didn't actually create a second section. I just created a second row in the same section. So here's my second row, and I'm using 2 columns and 10 columns. And that is here where I have, should I nest columns or rows? And I strongly suggest you do not nest columns, and this should actually say inside of rows. Okay, now I do, in fact, I still don't start a third section. Bad language. So this is still the same row, but I've started another column. And this is one of the specialty columns that they have, which is 1/2 of a column offset by 1/2 of a column. And here it is. So it's shoving everything halfway over. Then I do, in fact, begin a brand new section. So let me explain about all the code here. And you create your own sections using the ID name, so ID about, and you can link to it. Up here in my navigation, at the top of the page, I am linking to about. In other words, I'm linking to the named section, the section that has ID equals about. So that is the named section, about. And here is my about. It's got 2 columns in it. The first, it's only 1 row large, but it's got 2 columns, and the first is 4 columns wide, and the second column is 8 columns wide. Here it is. And if I go up to the top and click about, that will jump me down to this about section.